Hi, I'm Holly, and with my sister Heather, you're listening to Haunted Family Podcast, a weekly podcast about the paranormal, unsolved mysteries, and even some true crime.
Shoo! This episode's gonna take me out.
I know.
And it's not even a ghost episode. We're already having paranormal issues.
I know. Actually, I think it's more of a storm issue because it's freaking raining again. For a landlocked state, we sure do feel like we're getting hurricanes all the damn time.
We've gotten so much rain here that we've had a couple trees uproot on the hill.
It's crazy.
So this is the type of episode that Holly hates.
With a passion.
And I don't know, I kind of like them. There is one unsolved mystery that Holly would like to explore because it's a unsolved mystery true crime.
Right. I mean, we know that the girl is probably dead. We know... honestly, most likely she's been sold into sex trade because rumor has it that she has tried to reach out to people, but they didn't know who she was, so... But yeah, I'm not going to go into more details about that topic, but it's definitely one that I want to add to the list.
You know, I consider what's happening in Bardstown to be a mystery, even though it is very much a crime.
Yeah.
And I'm sure most of our listeners know about all of the murders that have taken place in Bardstown, Kentucky.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a big deal. They even had a...
Wasn't it like the Oxygen Channel?
Yeah, had a special on it.
For those of you who don't know, over the course of a few years, 5 people mysteriously died in Bardstown. And Bardstown's a smaller town in Kentucky. It all started with a very mysterious middle of the night ambushing of a police officer.
Yep, and then it just kind of escalated from there.
Yeah. I personally, and I know I'm not alone, I think that all 5 murders are connected. I think they are all tied to the same person.
But, you know, I doubt it'll ever be solved.
You know, what really strikes me as funny, though? We had a cop get murdered, what was it, just beginning of this year, maybe last year, in Pike County. Just, a couple of counties away. And it was like massive manhunt for his killer. And I just, maybe it's because, we are so far away from Bardstown that we didn't physically see that. But I don't know, it seemed different.
Yeah.
I don't want to come out and say that I think that whoever killed him had ties to the police department, but I will say that whoever killed him knew when he was getting off work what exit he would be taking and how the best way to get him out of his car on that exit ramp was.
Right.
And it would be very scary if it was another member of law enforcement that killed him. And that was also responsible for the other 4 murders. But let's get back to the topic at hand.
Right, because we don't know if anybody died.
We don't know anything. Okay, we do know a few things. We know that the Eilean Moore Lighthouse was staffed by 4 men.
Right.
3 stayed on the island, and 1 man stayed on shore, and he, they rotated 1 man out at a time. So that there was always 3 people on the island at a time.
Right. I don't know, I know it's an island, but just the thought of being trapped there for weeks at a time makes me claustrophobic.
Months.
Right, but they get 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
In a rotation.
We know that the only way onto the island, which was in the Flannan Isles of the Outer Hebrides, I think I'm saying that right,
Nope.
on the west coast of Scotland, was by ship. Furthermore, the only way up to the lighthouse was to be hoisted up by a crane.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Seems safe.
Totally. I'd do it. Not.
No.
No way. We have other facts about this case. We know that it went into service on December 7th, 1899. We know that about a year later, on December 15th, 1900, a steamship went past the lighthouse and wrote down in their ship's log that there was no light in the lighthouse.
Right, the lights were out.
So we have little facts. When that ship docked on December 18th, it, of course, immediately reported that the light was out to the Northern Lighthouse Board, which governed all lighthouses in the area.
Right.
But due to the weather and the impending holidays, they couldn't immediately send the relief ship out. The relief ship set sail and finally reached the island with its relief lighthouse keeper and extra supplies on December 26th.
Okay, I have an interjection here.
Okay.
How, like, okay, the island had a Saint Flannan, and I'm butchering that name, I'm sorry, built a chapel on the island, right?
Yeah.
Before there was the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
And shepherds would bring their sheep over to graze, but wouldn't stay the night because they thought it was haunted, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you had to be hoisted up, how the hell did they hoist all those sheep up?
Sheep are, like, agile.
Okay. I don't know. It just seems
I don't know.
crazy.
It doesn't make sense to me, but from everything I read, the lighthouse keepers had to be hoisted up.
Okay. I'm not...
Maybe there was a better way, but that was the faster and more efficient way to get up there. You know, like, you can take the stairs or you can take the crane.
Yes, the crane. That's always my first mode of transportation.
Always. I want to have a crane installed on the back porch. Why walk up a ramp when you can just be hoisted into the house by a crane?
Okay, so Captain Harvey was the captain of the ship that was bringing the relief lighthouse person.
I really want to sing the pirate song right
No.
now. Okay.
Anyway, so they get there and there's no one waiting for them.
But I don't think that this was the original day for them to be arriving.
Right.
Due to
So
the storm and all that.
they blow the horn and they sent up a flare and no response.
Yeah. So the ship's captain was like, "This is weird. Hey, you relief lighthouse keeper, why don't you scurry up this cliffside and go check on your buddies?"
Right. Well,
Basically what happened.
my note said that there was a very, very steep set of stairs. So it's not like he was rock climbing or climbing like it was the Cliffs of Insanity in The Princess Bride or anything.
Come on, let's face it. Very, very steep steps. You might as well be scurrying up the side of a mountain.
True. So, Joseph Moore, that's the replacement lighthouse person, said that as he's going up the stairs, he has this heavy sense that something's not right.
He also noticed, actually they noticed before they left the ship that there was no flag flying.
That is odd.
Yeah. So he gets up and he notices that the gate to the fence that goes around the lighthouse is shut, and the door to the lighthouse is shut. You know, that's normal.
Right.
So he walks in. And that's where things stop being normal.
Right. It looks like they literally just left mid everything.
Yeah. There was a chair turned over by the door. Their beds were unmade.
Food half eaten.
Two of the three sets of oilskins, which fancy name for raincoats, were missing.
Clocks were stopped.
I couldn't find anywhere in anyone's notes that said what time the clocks were stopped.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
So I wonder if there were clocks that needed to be wound and they just hadn't been wound, so they,
That's possible. So Moore goes back to the ship.
And he seeks help.
Right. Captain Harvey orders a search of the entire island, and nobody was found. They send a telegram back, which was also forwarded to the Northern Lighthouse Board headquarters in Edinburgh, and the telegraph read, "A dreadful accident has happened at Flanagan's. The three keepers, Ducat, Marshall, and the Occasional, have disappeared from the island. On our arrival there this afternoon, no sign of life was to be seen on the island. Fired a rocket, but no response was made. Managed to land Moore, who went up to the station, but found no keepers there. The clocks were stopped, and other signs indicate that the accident must have happened about a week ago. Poor fellows, they must have been blown off the cliff or drowned trying to secure a crane or something like that. Night coming on, we could not wait to make something as to their fare. I have left Moore, MacDonald, and Boymaster, and 2 seamen on the island to keep the light burning until you make other arrangements. Will not return until Oban until I hear from you. I have repeated this wire to Muirhead in case you have not at home. I will remain at the telegraph office tonight until it closes if you wish to wire me."
Okay, but the weird thing is that while the beds were unmade and the clocks were stopped and all that, the lamps were cleaned and freshly refilled with oil.
That's weird too.
During their search of the island, they found that on the far western side of the island, it looked like they had endured a lot of damage from storms and what's those things called? Heavy waves.
Right. Again, landlocked state.
Yeah. An iron railway had been ripped up from its concrete foundations. Large crates had been busted open. But all of this was noted in the last log entry at 9 a.m. on the 15th of December, 1900. So all of this damage took place before the men disappeared. So whatever happened there could not have been responsible for their disappearance.
Right. Log entries on the 13th stated that the storm was still raging. The 3 men had been praying, but why? They were 150 feet above sea level, and they should have been fine.
Yeah, especially on the spot of the island that they were in. Now, from my research, I found that apparently this island and some of the other islands in that little chain is known for having like rocky crevasses that will sometimes fill with water and then the water will explode back out. I'm sure there's a technical, like, ocean-y term for that, but I didn't write it down. So it's likely that something like that could have happened, but if they were just in the lighthouse minding their own, business, it wouldn't have. And there was no damage to anything besides the stuff on the western part of the island, which they'd already noted.
Right.
To indicate that they were out actually in a storm. And yeah, I mean, it's likely that if the other lighthouse keeper had seen something, like seen that the waves were getting bigger, he might want to rush out and warn his fellow lighthouse keepers. But why would he bother to shut the gate and the door?
Right.
I mean, if you're in such a rush that you forget to put on your oilskins, but you're going to remember to shut the doors behind you?
Right. Well, what's even more weird,
but
what's even more weird is that there was no reported storms in the area on the 12th, the 13th, or the 14th. The weather was calm, and it didn't get bad again until the 17th. The final log entry was made on the 15th, and that was the one that you read where it said storms have ended, seas calm, God is over all.
Actually, I didn't read that.
Oh, well, okay, then I just read it.
So yeah, they were experiencing a storm, but like no one knows why they were experiencing a storm, apparently.
Right. So, ropes were thrown over the rocks. Which were usually held in a brown crate 70 feet above the platform on the supply crane. So maybe their disappearance had something to do with that. I mean, a good theory is that, a wave came and washed them away while they were fussing with a crane.
That's possible.
But no bodies have ever been washed ashore.
I mean, it's likely that they wouldn't, though.
You'd think something would come up.
The ocean's big and vast, though.
Well, that's true.
I mean, that plane apparently went down in the ocean, and have they even found wreckage of it?
No, I don't think so. So, over the decades since this, other lighthouse keepers have reported hearing strange voices calling out the names of the 3 dead men.
That would scare me.
Yes. Oh, gosh, you'd think I never get used to this, but today I was in the kitchen and by myself, and something said my name, and I turned around and the cats were all staring at me like, what?
I love how the cats are still just like, huh?
Well, I mean, I kind of think that not to get off topic, but also to get off topic, because I have got to talk about this baby, guys. So I know I've mentioned that my next door neighbor died, and that I have a video, not a video, but I have a live picture of her ghost moving in front of me when I went to look at her house. But so since then, I've got some college students that have moved in there. And as far as college students go, they're not bad neighbors or anything, but they got a adorable pit bull puppy, and this dog loves me. Like, every time I'm outside and she sees me, she comes running into my yard and attacks me with kisses. It is so cute. And I've tried to tell everybody about her. And because, I also, whenever I'm outside and I've got treats, I sneak her treats. But, so it happened today. I was getting out of the car and I didn't see her. Usually I see her first and I holler at her. But today I didn't see her first. And I hear her barking and I hear her, like, she's trying to get to me as fast as she can. So instead of going around the neighbor's car and up our, look, there's a little hill separating our houses, she was trying to climb over the plants, like this planter thing. Anyway, she finally gets to me and I've been down and, like, she rubs her face on my face and she's licking me and she is so freaking cute. I want to kidnap my neighbor's dog.
You have too many dogs.
I know. But anyway, so all that to say, I really think that that's the reason why my neighbor's ghost is here all the time, because she was never, like, she never had animals as long as I lived here. So I don't think she likes Layla as much as I do. Although I have a fuck ton of animals, so I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, that dog is so adorable. And she loves me, and I love her. Okay, continue with the lighthouse story. So another theory is that they were captured by foreign invaders.
Pirates? Oh.
They were captured by pirates, and
the oilskins that was left behind belonged to, for some reason I did not write down their names. Their first names.
I don't know.
I want to say it was MacArthur, the last one. It was actually illegal under the rules of the Northern Lighthouse Board for there not to be a man in the lighthouse.
Oh.
Like, it was drilled in them that it did not matter what was going on outside. One person had to remain in the lighthouse. That's why they had 3 people on the island at a time.
Oh. I don't want to be the person that always stayed inside.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it would take something pretty major to force him to break that rule. Because, you know, if all 3 of them are out of the lighthouse and something happens to the light, it could be a major loss of life if a ship crashes into rocks.
Right. And nobody wants that.
No. I mean, that's why lighthouses are lighthouses.
So what do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm going with the most logical and...
That they were so about to see.
Okay. This is what... Yeah, this is what I think happened. So there's that box of ropes that was partially down the hill, right? So my thought is that you've got the man that has to stay in the lighthouse. In the lighthouse. Like, he's eating, and maybe looking out the window at, his co-workers. And there's a gust of wind, a giant wave, I don't know, something that maybe washes one of them in. Well, seeing this, the guy inside the lighthouse is like, oh shit, I have to do something. So he rushes out and doesn't grab his raincoat, but shuts the door because that's kind of a second nature. I can't explain shutting the gate, but
habit.
So he's running, and he gets down there, and him and the other co-worker are looking for the guy that was swept in, and in their search of looking, trying to help, they too are swept away.
Another thing, well, a theory was raised very similar to that by a former Flannan's lighthouse keeper. He was the lighthouse keeper from 1953 to 1957, and he had a experience where one of his companions was trying to rescue somebody, and was almost washed out to sea themselves, and he thinks that might have happened.
Yeah, I mean that just seems. I know that this. This is a true crime paranormal
Another theory that
podcast.
was raised was apparently. Yeah, another one that was raised was apparently Donald MacArthur had a very violent temper.
Okay.
And some believe that he might have been a little stir crazy sitting on the island, and either got into a fight with one of the other lighthouse keepers, and the other one ran out to stop him, and something happened, and they all went over the cliff. Or maybe Donald MacArthur killed his two companions and then threw himself into the water.
That's possible.
But I mean, let's get real. They were abducted by fairies.
Pirates all the way.
Pirate fairies?
Pirate fairies, yes.
No, I think it's very likely that one of them might have killed the other two and then killed himself because he knew, hey, it's going to look really suspicious when the relief boat gets here and it's just me with my two dead companions.
Right.
Or something happened and they all three freakishly got swept out to sea.
Right.
Or they were lured to their death by a siren.
That's possible too.
I mean, I'm just throwing everything at you. It could be anything.
Well, it is an unsolved mystery.
Apparently the band Genesis wrote a song about it.
Really?
I didn't know this. No, they actually wrote it while they were working on their first album, but they didn't release it until 1998. They named it The Mystery of the Flannan Isle Lighthouse.
Aptly named.
It might be a mystery, but the title is not.
That is true.
I've never heard it. I might have to look it up. I don't know. I really enjoyed seeing the lighthouses when we went to New England, even though we really only got close to that little tiny short one in Salem.
Right. That was really cool.
It was like a me-sized lighthouse.
Yeah, it was. And it was the only lighthouse we saw on that entire trip.
I know. Next time we go, we need to go out of our way to see lighthouses.
Right.
Do you have a spooky criminal for us?
People have been behaving themselves and not doing stupid stuff. Okay. This one happened in Kentucky.
Yay, Kentucky.
So Madison County, Kentucky. So the police were serving a warrant on theft charges. Nope, sorry. She was just being arrested. There was no warrant for theft. And as soon as 26-year-old Amanda Peters got into police custody, she how do we say this? Pooped herself.
Yay! Wait, what?
She pooped herself.
Well, that sounds like a crappy.
Oh, and it does not. Well, it gets worse. It gets crappier. She takes said poop and she flings it at the deputy, where it lands on his face, arms, and legs.
Okay, that's not a way to get out of going to jail.
No. That's just a way to make your stay worse. So, that's the stupid criminal I've got. I may have another one.
Okay, well, I don't have a name for my stupid criminal.
Okay.
A Texas prison got a relatively large donation, several pallets of bananas. That's nice, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Hidden inside the pallets of bananas was 540 bundles of a white powdery substance that, upon testing, turned out to be cocaine.
Oh no!
Somebody donated $18 million. Well, I mean, $18 million in police talk of cocaine to a Texas prison.
Not good.
No. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this case unfolds. I'm sure that somebody's going to prison for a very long time over that.
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
whoever is the one who made that donation is the stupid criminal of the lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, not good. Although, I mean, if you watch Orange is the New Black, they used to smuggle stuff in with the food deliveries all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to do, considering, I think they actually test, they have like dogs and stuff. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We should ask our cousin who works in the prison system what they do.
I have been watching Hawaii Five-0, and I got so excited today because it's like season 4. I don't know what episode, but the guy was like, "Well, when my daughter was born, I was in Otter Creek Penitentiary in Wheelwright, Kentucky, in Mac Seg," and I was like, "No, you wasn't, because Otter Creek is a minimum security prison." But I mean, it's Hawaii Five-0. They probably don't know.
They need to hire better fact checkers.
They do.
Not us though, because we are not very good fact checkers.
No. We'd be like, meh, good enough.
I mean, I forgot what those little things were called. Apparently, the word I was looking for earlier about the little crevasses that I was mentioning that fill up with water and then shoot water out, geos is what they're called.
Oh.
In like oceany speak. Yeah. It's like a tunnel almost that leads down into a cave. And I'm sure there's somebody who knows actually what this is, and they're smacking their head and saying, "Oh my God, Heather is stupid."
Yeah, they'll probably leave us a negative review, so it's all good.
Please don't. Negative reviews make me...
They make me laugh.
They make me not do a happy dance. I just sort of, but if you give us a positive review, I do a happy dance. And Holly makes fun of me because my happy dance is really, really bad.
That it is. Well, people, sadly, Unsolved Mysteries are always shorter episodes, so... if you would be so kind to leave us a rating or a review, only positive ones. Fuck y'all who want to leave a negative one.
Holly, this is going up on our YouTube channel. You can't use language like that.
Oh, shoot. Fudge you all that... Actually, I think you can. I think Emmy said that you could say it like twice or something. I don't know. She was.
Do not demonetize me. Do not demonetize me before I get monetized.
Anyway, also get your Cat Hair and Glitter shirt shirts may or may not be covered in cat hair and glitter. From my shop, Cat Hair and Glitter on Etsy. No and, it's just Cat Hair Glitter. I have a little bit of everything, and this week I am adding keychains that are super cute and totally customizable. So if you have always wanted a keychain with a coordinate to, something like maybe where you keep the body, where you got married, where you met your spouse.
I don't recommend having it to where you hid the body. Don't make it that easy for the detectives.
Yeah, I'm going to make one that says, my dogs are home alone because, well, if something happens to me, my dogs are home alone.
My dogs are very rarely home alone.
Well, I mean, honestly, my dogs probably are not home alone because people come and go all the damn time because everybody has a key. But
I don't have a key.
Well, sorry.
Which is why every time I go to your house, I have to try to remember the knock.
Yeah, we have a special knock, and if you don't use a special knock, we tend to not let you in. Or, at the very least, we answer the door with a gun in our hand.
So, check out my YouTube channel. We're doing great things there. By we, I mean me.
Yeah,
Holly's a loser.
not me.
What else should we tell them?
In the future, we are going to have bonus episodes. You can find them right here on Podbean.
Holly, we're forgetting the most important thing. If you're not following us on Instagram, you should totally be following us on Instagram. We're super funny on Instagram.
We are super funny on Instagram.
And again, that's mostly me.
It is. See, I was actually just saying that this week is what I do is if I see something that I think she should post on Instagram, I send it to her.
Yeah. I've been really trying to work on my hashtag game, and I think I'm getting pretty good at it. So, follow.
Well, that's good.
I think I'm slowly becoming our social media manager.
Right.
And Holly's our chief editor and bottle washer.
Yeah, although I did a terrible job at both.
Oh well, we really are just kind of fumbling along.
But it's fun.
It is. And you know what? We're getting better, and we're getting more followers, and we're getting more downloads every single week. And we love you all, and we appreciate you all.
We do so much. So, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.